That Charlie Kirk memorial was the biggest piece of political propaganda I've ever seen in my entire life. The first guy who went up, his friend, he said something about the country splitting in half, and he kept saying they. He didn't specify what he was talking about. I know he's talking about the left. They are a disease. Not talking about Charlie's killer, not talking about extremists, just they are a disease. Another guy that really highly disturbed me was Stephen Miller, of course. I already knew that was going to be bad. Stephen Miller goes up and does what every single textbook authoritarian dictator does, which is we're on the side of the divine. We're on the side of God himself. Everybody else, they're on the wrong side. Just, they're on the side of the devil. They're not on the side of God. They're the enemy. His speech was insane. Like, I just need you guys all to go watch it because it's the most insane speech I've ever heard, and I already knew it was going to be insane. He kept on saying, they're nothing, they can't do anything, they can't build anything, they can't create anything. Just demonizing the shit out of the people he doesn't like. And then you have Donald Trump come up, which of course, he talks about himself a lot. He brings up the election that was stolen because he cannot get over that he lost. And then, of course, he brings up Biden. He brings up his beef with Biden at a memorial because he will never get over the fact that Biden beat him once. It will stay with him until the day that he dies. Biden will live rent-free in his head forever. And then he goes, Charlie and Erica want best for the opponents. I don't. I hate my opponents. I don't want the best for them. That was our president of the United States, where our country is so divided right now. Emotions and everything are at an all-time high, and instead of wanting to bring peace, instead of wanting to be a real leader and bring peace to the table, he'd rather turn up the temperature. Why do you think that is? I'll explain this to you again. This is what dictators and authoritarians do. Charlie is a pawn in this game. And it's working because people love a martyr. But I just want to let that set in, that our president, it's more important to him that he turns the temperature up because it benefits him. Also, I thought it was interesting that MAGA and Christian were used interchangeably because politics, MAGA is the religion. That is the religion. There's no Democratic Christians, there's no leftist Christians, it's MAGA. I just want to emphasize that shit that I just saw was not normal. I also want to remind you that Donald Trump did not go to the funeral of the lawmaker in Minnesota who died. Of course he didn't. I also want to remind people that they keep on lying about the statistic that left-wing extremists are way more violent than right-wing, but yet they had to delete the study on the DOJ website because it said the opposite. Because they can't find studies to back up what they're saying, but they know their audience doesn't care. Because their audience is living in a different reality than us. And that's what makes it so horrifying. It's so horrifying. To watch how many people are going into, well, it's already here, but you know what I'm saying, into a dictatorship, authoritarianism, happily, excited. Another thing I just want to say is don't comply in advance, that quote. I just keep thinking about that. Don't be afraid to keep talking. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to comment on something. Don't comply in advance. That's what they want. So they don't have to do the work to shut you up themselves. But do not comply in advance.